Say cheese, look at the camera.
Cheese. I was excited when I had both of my children, but Amelia was just, I was really overjoyed.
What you doing, baby?
When we found out that she was going to have some difficulties, I was up to the challenge. You know, I felt like I'm going to bring her into this world and give her an opportunity to thrive.
Florida's standards for infant heart surgery were some of the best in the nation. St. Mary's was failing to meet these standards.
Hello.
We make all to bring people out of the darkness and into the light.
We were told that she had her heart condition, but that the good news is that the condition that she had was not severe.
When we see somebody in a white coat in a hospital, we know that they're somebody we can trust, and we just assume that they're always going to do what's best for patients.
I was prepped to believe that this surgery just was maybe a walk in the park. We were told that the surgery was successful, but within the next day her head started to swell. They basically tried to work backwards. But so much damage had been done. That's really when everything just completely fell apart in my eyes. I lost her.
The death rate for open heart surgery on children at St. Mary's Medical Center was more than 3 times higher than the national average.
I learned that the procedure was not the procedure that needed to be performed. And this had been ongoing.
There's a financial incentive for the hospital to do these surgeries.
They reimburse very well for one procedure on one child. Very, very lucrative surgery.
There were a group of people who knew at the time that there was really something wrong at that place.
A team of doctors from the state of Florida's Children's Medical Services recommended that St. Mary's stop doing complex heart surgeries on children and stop doing any heart surgeries on babies younger than 6 months old. But St. Mary's didn't listen.
St. Mary's is botching these surgeries. The company that owns them is donating $200,000 to Florida lawmakers. And all of the standards that protect these children are dropped. All of them.
There needs to be standards if you're going to operate on kids' hearts. There were some, and they disappeared, and so Florida is the Wild West of pediatric cardiology right now.
Whoever made it possible for St. Mary's to perform that surgery on my child, they're the ones that's responsible.
This isn't a story about one bad doctor or one bad hospital. This is about a corrupt system where politicians put special interests before the well-being of our children and our families. This is what happens when people with power and money think that nobody's watching. But we are watching, and we demand better.